A South Bend artist is creating beautiful sculptures all across the country and even the world, including right here at the University of Notre Dame.
And his connection to the university runs deeper than just his artwork on campus. ABC57's Naja Woods introduces us to the man behind the masterpieces.
Andrew Smith came back to his Michiana roots a few years ago. His late father was a longtime professor here at Notre Dame School of Architecture. There's even a piece of his work proudly on display. And now Smith is carving his own path. But his late father, his Catholic faith, and Notre Dame are never too far from his mind. The concentrated chipping of chisel on clay joins the piercing sound of a saw on granite to fill a South Bend sculpture studio with dust. But beyond the dust is something much greater, carefully crafted not just in days or even months, but in years.
Any sort of sculptural project, you're often generating first a clay model, usually on a small scale, and then probably on the full-size scale. There's always multiple stages in the project.
Andrew Smith grew up in South Bend and recently moved back to the area with his family. He's behind several life-size sculptures on display all across the country.
I think that one early project that was kind of my magnum opus at the time was an opportunity to carve the 12 apostles and a pair of sort of highly decorated capitals for a monastery in Clear Creek, Oklahoma.
Smith is just a handful of artists nationwide pursuing architectural sculpture as his primary medium, much of which is centered around religion.
A lot of my work revolves around the Catholic Church and sacred art, especially going back to that monastery project and many of the other projects that followed somewhat as a result of that.
His work inspired by his own Catholic faith.
So I am predominantly engaged in works for either universities in the Catholic tradition or Catholic churches.
And his late father, Thomas Gordon Smith, a longtime professor at the Notre Dame School of Architecture.
He was an artist as well as an architect, and he really was a leader in the sort of classical revival movement. And so I had a lot of opportunities in a very artistic household growing up.
The classical program was founded in about, I think, 1989 by Thomas Gordon Smith, and following very much in the line of his father before him, pursuing an art form that really people respond to, because he sculpts familiar figures and familiar scenes and architectural elements.
Gordon Smith passing down his own love of art and connection to Notre Dame to his son. In 2021, Andrew was selected to create a memorial plaque to honor Michael Duda, a late Notre Dame alum whose family helped establish the recently built Michael Christopher Duda Center, dedicated to historic preservation at the School of Architecture.
I firmly believe it was the right decision. First of all, because of the talent that Andrew has in his field, and also because of this connection that he already had with the school.
As a kid, grew up kind of haunting my dad's office a little bit, so it's great to reconnect with the school here in this capacity.
Andrew included some of the principles taught at the school on that dedication plaque.
His sculpture uses both traditional techniques and technology, because parts of it were assisted by 3D modeling. So it's a prime example, like the building that I'm sitting in here at the moment, of this use of both traditional knowledge and contemporary abilities.
The location of the artwork also has a special meaning.
And so when you go to Walsh Hall, on the outside is a very large statue of Alberti that Stoddart created a few years ago. And then on the interior are at least one portrait that he was commissioned to do for the School of Architecture. So on that level as well, it's a great honor to have my work in that setting.
Right now, Smith and his assistant are working on carving 8-foot angel statues of St. Michael and St. Gabriel. If you want to know more about his work, his South Bend studio, or Notre Dame School of Architecture, just head to our website, ABC57.com. Reporting from the University of Notre Dame, I'm Naja Woods, ABC 57 Kickoff.